everyone! Today I'm going to be talking about a book, Cinder by Marissa Meyer. For those of you who haven't heard of Cinder yet, Cinder is part of a 4-part series called The Lunar Chronicles. There are fairy tale retellings, but in the future. So Cinder is Cinderella. You get your shoe. It's set really far into the future, like centuries into the future. People live on the moon now, they're called lunars. Down on Earth where Cinder lives, there's been loads of science advancements and stuff. Cyborgs now exist in this world, but they're not like robot Terminator people. They're humans who've had medical issues or have gotten in accidents. They could have a metal hand or a metal foot or anything. Think Long John Silver from Treasure Planet, like his arm, like that. Cinder is a cyborg. She was in an accident when she was younger. Her hand was crushed, her foot was crushed. But they don't just add on those parts, they add like a little control panel in your brain so you can like feel and move that stuff. It's really cool. She also has like a little computer like stashed in her brain. That's also really cool. And so when she needs to look for something like blueprints or newsfeed, she just Googles it via her brain. The Earth at this point has joined like an Earth alliance because we're against the moon. So the moon has an evil queen leading over them who wants to like take over the world. The people on the moon have like these brain powers called glamour. They use their glamour so they can control people and stuff. It's really evil. I enjoyed this book so much. I literally could not put it down. I finished it in like under a week. It's definitely different from Cinderella, although there are like little parallels that you'll find throughout the book that will be like, oh, look at that! I know that bit, I would advise you to go and read this now if you're at all interested in it. I'm about to go into some spoilery bits, so go read the book, come back, and we can discuss it. Bye-bye! You gone? Good. So I really liked these bits, so like book 1, book 2 sort of thing, and they've got little quotes from the original tale of Cinderella, and I thought that was really cool, and it sort of entails what's going to happen within the chapter. I really like that we met the prince like right in the beginning, because a lot of the time in Cinderella you don't get that much prince development. The only thing that you ever really learn about the princess in Cinderella is that he doesn't want this ball to happen. That's literally all it is. And I really like that we get to see him and interact with him a lot. I really like it. We also get to see from his point of view, which I really enjoyed. I like that in the beginning Cinder and Kai got to talk to each other quite a bit. So the thing about the plague, I thought that was really interesting. And at first I thought it was like the plague has come back because, you know, when they were in the junkyard and the rat jumped out and then afterwards Peony had gotten the plague. I thought it was from the rat, obviously because that's what happened beforehand, and everyone was like, we don't even know what's caused this, what's going on? I was just sat there going, it's the rats! It's happening again! But it wasn't the rats at all, and it really surprised me that when Dr. Erlen told us that it had come from the moon gave us this plague. Because the Lunars were so advanced and evolved, they had grown immune to things that had happened on the moons, but we weren't used to it, which is why we've gotten the plague. Speaking of the Lunars, we don't really get to see the Lunars that much. The only Lunars that we get to see is Queen Lavana, oh god, I don't know, the Thermagü? I don't even know how to say it, I have no idea. But we get to see that and like her guards, but that's really about it. And then we hear about the shells, like little kids being born without their glamours, and they're getting rid of them. Oh, they're a danger to our society, we must get rid of them. Just, no, it's fine, just chill. Just don't be evil and you'll be fine, alright? That's the key to life, kids. Don't be evil and you'll be fine. So going on to the stepmother and the stepsisters, I thought the stepmother was always like the stepmother I'd always thought of. She's just evil. I didn't like her, obviously. I'm not supposed to like her. She's just horrible. didn't even want Cinder in the first place. I thought the stepsisters were going to be really horrible to Cinder, but then when Peony had followed her and started talking to her, I was like, oh god, she's gonna start being horrible to Cinder now, and I'm really not gonna like her. But no, we didn't do that. One of her sisters actually likes her, and I thought that was quite refreshing, and I really liked it, and I genuinely got really upset when she caught the plague and then died later on. That really made me sad, because she was just lovely to Cinder, and she was like this little girl. She had a crush on the prince. So the parallels of the book, I loved going through and reading it and then seeing all the little parallels, like the car at the junkyard, it was orange, it looks like a pumpkin, and then later on she fixes it up. Another thing that probably not many other people noticed, but I noticed it was the foot. Every time she was saying, this foot is too small, it's like an 11-year-old's foot. There's always been like little conversations of Cinderella's. Oh, Cinderella has the smallest feet ever to fit in that glass slipper. Everyone has huge feet. I just thought that was like a funny little comparison type thing. Cinder's android, Aiko. I loved Aiko. I imagined her as being like that really excited friend that everyone has. She's always there, she's always in a really good mood, she's positive. And just so much fun. I loved Aiko. So later on when she died, honestly a tear came to my eye because I was just so sad that she wasn't here anymore. Her little personality chip was left behind, and I was like, oh no, Aiko. So right at the beginning, when Cinder gets captured and she's taken to be experimented on because of all this stuff with Peony, her stepmother sent her away, we meet Dr. Erland, and at first I didn't like him because I knew he was going to do horrible things to Cinder, so I was at the beginning. He has like a patient in front of him, a bloke, and he's like asking information about him and finds out that he has kids, and he sends him away. I was confused at this because I thought, hang on, what? I thought you were doing like experiments on people, but it turns out he's only doing experiments on the people who won't be missed or people who don't have family. And then when he came to Cinder, he was like super surprised, and he was like, right, let's do this then. The whole process of the injections and things, that was quite scary. I was like, there's no way she's gonna die already. She's not gonna die, because we've got the rest of the book to go. So what happens? And we find out later on, he tells her that she is immune to the plague. I was sat on the bus and I was reading it. I was like, whoa! So, she's like immune. That's cool. Is there something like her cyborg self makes her immune? Are we all gonna have to get like cyborg parts to be immune to the plague? But no, it's later on he explains all the Luna stuff. He says, no, it's because you're Luna. And then we find out that he's Luna as well. And it's quite cool. So Lunas are immune to this. Just sort of adding to the load that Cinder has to carry. Not only is she cyborg, but now she's Luna. I felt quite bad for Cinder a lot of the time during this book. She just had loads of shit she had to deal with. Let's talk about Kai now. I really liked Kai. He was a good male character, and I honestly cared for him. All the bits where we got to read from his perspective, like with the interactions with Queen Lavanna, I thought we weren't going to see anything of Queen Lavanna, because I thought it was just from Cinder's point of view. But the fact that we get to see from Cinder's point of view and Kai's learning all the inside stuff, I thought that was really interesting. And it was a cool way of like putting a twist on that. Oh, and all the interactions between Cinder and Kai were just, they were so cute, and I loved them, and I was just waiting for the next interaction they can have. Like, Cinder's going to be heading to the palace, Kai's going to be heading down to Dr. Erland. Oh, they're gonna meet, and we're gonna have like little conversations again. The bit in the elevator, I loved the bit in the elevator where it like stopped the elevator. It was like, why don't you go to the ball with me? Come on, you gotta go to the ball with me. Please, I'm begging you. Otherwise I'll have to dance with Queen Lavanna and I don't want to. She's like, no, I can't. I've got some stuff to do. Because she's escaping on the night of the ball. At first I wondered, I was really excited when he first asked her to go to the ball. I got really excited. I was like, Cinder, when are we going to go to the ball? Cinder, can we go to the ball now? When are we going to go to the ball? But obviously she's fixing up the car and she has to leave on the night of the ball. I was thinking at first, why can't we just go another night? But then it hit me that everyone is going to be at the ball for hours. That is literally the only time Cinder's going to have cover when no one's going to spot her because they're all at the ball. And I let it go then, but I still really wanted to go to the ball and do all that. The Princess Celine thing, I think this sort of happened to everyone when Kaio said, I need to find the Lunar Princess Celine, that's why I needed you to fix up my androids, finding out information, important information. I had a little niggling voice at the back of my head going, is Cinder the Lunar Princess? Is that what's going on? Is she the princess? Maybe, I don't know. When they were talking about the accident at the beginning, so her aunt tried to kill her, I thought that was going to be a Snow White thing, because the last book is winter and it's about Snow White, I'm guessing. Because in the original tale of Snow White, in every tale of Snow White, she tries to kill her, doesn't she? The queen tries to kill Snow White, so I thought that was going to be that. So I didn't suspect fully that Cinder was going to be the princess, because I thought it was going to be Snow White. But she's the princess. I was like, that's cool. So are they all going to be princesses in some way? Well, the next one is Scarlet, and that's about Little Red Riding Hood, so I don't know how that's going to be. When we actually go to the ball, I felt so bad when Cinder crashed her car, because she spent so long working on it that she's the gloves covered in grease. The dress is all tattered, her hair's a mess, she's drenched, one foot is smaller than the other. I was just, oh, Cinder, you're supposed to look beautiful at this point. The bit where she was sort of hiding and then the guy came up beside her and was like, I need to check your ID chip, and she was like, oh, okay, sort of nonchalant, okay, you can check my ID chip. And he scans it and he says, special guest of the prince. And Cinder was just like, what? But, okay. And I was like, aww, Kai, put aside an invitation. Because you knew that she was going to turn up. I thought that was so lovely. But then, we think that Cinder's going to be able to walk away and it's all going to be good. But then he, grabs her and he says, let me announce you now. And she's like, what? And I'm like, what? What? No, we can't be announced yet. No, we're not ready. No. So he announces her and everyone turns their head and looks at her. I was just, oh no. Okay, well, we're just going to have to deal with it, Cinder. Let's walk to Kai. And he's the only one with a smile on his face, and her stepmother's stood beside him I felt so bad when she was dancing with Kai. She was dancing with him and she thought that Kai knew that she was a cyborg and he was okay with it, but then it turned out not to be, and it was the thing about her sister, and I just so bad. And then the after bit when he finds out that she actually is a cyborg and that she is also Luna, it's just, oh no. And there's that one line that just made me go, no! And it made me so sad. What was it? It was the line, you're even more difficult to look at than she is. Queen Lavanna stood there and he's looking down at Cinder. You're even more, oh. That made me sad. That broke my heart, that did, because they'd had such a lovely thing together. If I was Kai, I'd be whoa, about the Luna thing. But we have cyborgs in our community. I don't know why everyone's so against them. Android's always oh, they're not proper people. They're abominations against our society. The bit before the ball, when she's about to slice out her ID card, I thought she was actually going to do that. And I was okay, we're not going to the ball. Where are we going to go now? And right before she was going to do that, then there's the voice. There's the fairy godmother type thing Just like, go to the ball! When the picture came up of the girl, it was like, described a girl with long, flowing hair. I was like, oh, hi Rapunzel! I didn't think I was going to see you yet. Oh God, the cliffhanger. The cliffhanger at the end. I did not like the cliffhanger. I was stuck in a rut after I read this book, because I read this book quite a while ago. I was stuck in a rut where I couldn't read anything else because I was just so preoccupied with thinking what's going to happen. Oh, and Cinder's new hand and her new foot. Oh, they're just like super cool with the darts and knives and screwdrivers and stuff. Oh, it's just super cool. One thing that I always found quite difficult to picture in my head was like her hand, her metal hand, because I thought it wasn't just metal. I thought it'd have like a silicone thing to go over the top that looked like skin, but it would be like robot parts inside, you know, sort of like an Inspector Gadget thing with a finger would like go. But no, it was actually metal. It was always metal. That's why she wore the gloves all the time. And I was just trying to picture that, and I couldn't really. I was just picturing a hand that looked normal. I was really annoyed that we didn't actually get to see her escape. I really wanted to see that, but I was so happy with the book. Like I said, I read it under a week. I loved it. My favourite part, probably all the Cinder and Kai sort of interactions and conversations. I really enjoyed those, and I could just read them all over again. I loved them. Share your thoughts and feels about the book down below. Please don't spoil me about Scarlet or Cress. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!